Take 38. If Macaulay Culkin is the De Niro of family flicks of the 90s, then Frankie Muniz would be the Pacino of the 2000s. Muniz ruled the early decade with Malcolm in the Middle, Agent Cody Banks, and finally, Big Fat Liar. Jason Shepard is your average teenager, suffering from video game hangovers, bullies, and never doing his homework. Unfortunately, he's one strike away from failing the grade. Fortunately for him, he's better at making up stories than a toddler on ecstasy.
I mean, I really wanted to write my paper. I couldn't. And it's because I spent all last night in the Greenberry General Emergency Room. See, my mom made Swedish meatballs for dinner, my dad's favorite. And he was so excited, he accidentally swallowed one whole. It was awful. He started choking, his face turned purple, the meatball was literally bulging out of his neck.
It also helps that his best friend is Kalyee, played by the Sharon Stone of kids TV, Amanda freaking Bynes. However, this time he gets caught and is given 3 hours to hand in his paper, otherwise, God forbid, he has to suffer every kid's nightmare, summer school. He writes his essay based on his talent to lie and titles it Big Fat Liar. On the way to school, he runs into Marty Wolf.
Sir, I think we just hit a kid.
I'm on the phone.
Played by Paul Giamatti, and I gotta admit, he completely owns it as the villain. Wolf is forced to give Jason a ride, and we find out that he's a Hollywood producer who has been producing the best features. As Jason exits, Wolf hits him with the most profound line.
Because you can take it from me, the truth, it's overrated. Now get out!
Accidentally, Jason leaves his paper in the limo, and instead of returning it, Wolf steals it. And without the paper, Jason is stuck in the educational toilet known as summer school. Some of these kids actually have the potential to star on a TV show. Cops. Probably thinking about jumping in front of the next bus he sees, he goes to the theater with Kalyee. He notices a trailer for a movie coming out next summer, and it's Big Fat Liar.
See it? See it? I think I wrote it.
Unconvinced and untrustworthy of Jason, his parents go on vacation, leaving him with his sister and Vanilla Spice.
Rudy.
Yo, what's up, dog? How you living, yo? What's cracking, kid? Peace out, little G.
Convincing Kalyee that Big Fat Liar was his idea, he plans to travel to LA to track down Wolf. So they make a deal with the bully, played by SNL star Taran Killam.
Hey, we made a deal. You want us to do your summer school homework or not?
Yeah, it's just
It's only a few days. And remember, you have to make your voice sound like a girl's.
It's just Kalyee, Grandma.
Kalyee? You just can't be Kalyee. And you're so muscular.
I'm benching like 220, 230.
And he has a little too much fun with Grandma. When they arrive in LA, he continues his deceitful ways to get a free ride from aspiring actor and limo driver Frank, played by Donald Faison.
Is there a problem?
No. Just you're kind of young to be the biggest fur coat distributor of the Midwest.
He makes it to Wolf's studio where he confronts him, and being the good-natured guy he is, he willingly hands over Jason's essay.
Oh, no! What have I done? Oh, boy. No. Stand back, son. Let me try and tamp it out with this lit cigar. Help is on the way. Stand back.
While leaving the studio, he nabs Wolf's electronic organizer, which contains a schedule and credit card info. I bet his guidance counselor was Eddie Guerrero because Jason's lied so many times, stealing is the next logical thing to do. They decide to camp out in the greatest warehouse in history. When they meet up with Frank again, they find out he's part of a long list of people who've been wronged by Wolf. Let's put it this way, if Wolf put as much creativity into his insults and racial slurs, he'd be Spielberg.
I did not tell you to stop acting, Urkel.
Wolf, how many times have I told you not to call me Urkel?
Whoa. Confucius say easy does it, Skippy. Boy, ignore Father Time over here and get working. From the looks of you, I'm sure that you don't have a social life.
Jocelyn Davis, Senior VP of Publicity.
Yeah? Sure you're not Senior VP of Twinkies?
Wolf has one of the most iconic morning routines, second to Patrick Bateman from American Psycho.
Look out! Ow! Cut it out, Marty! Hey, that kills, Marty! Hungry!
Jason goes from stealing to breaking and entering pretty quick, and they presume to superglue his earphones, change his car functions, and put orange and blue dye in his pool and shampoo. Next thing you know, Wolf is the 4th member of the Blue Man Group. They also almost managed to get him killed multiple times by an old lady, monster truck, and a group of psychopathic kids.
Now, back off, man! No way!
At the premiere of one of his movies, Wolf has to give a pitch that will grant him the budget to film Big Fat Liar. But one mistake will cost him the production. Jason offers help in hopes that he will confess stealing the story to his dad. Big surprise, he still doesn't do it. You think the master of lies will learn at this point. A defeated Jason comes clean with his parents and plans to fly back home. But Wolf's assistant, Monty, appears and says she can help.
What are you doing here? I've been pushed around by Wolf for too long. Tomorrow, his whole career is on the line.
So with Jason's leadership, he rounds up the Avengers of people seeking revenge on Wolf.
Yeah, it's called the Revenges.
Revenges?
Because I'm getting revenge. You're getting revenge, and what do you want revenge?
I'm undecided.
The first step begins with Frank's limo breaking down with Wolf inside. Step 2 is Urkel picks him up and drops him off in the middle of the desert. Step 3, send him airborne and risk his life by jumping out of a helicopter. Step 4, stealing his stuffed monkey and a chase through Hollywood sets. And finally, they come face to face on a rooftop, and Wolf proudly states he stole Big Fat Liar.
Because I will never, ever, ever, like never, ever, 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 infinity, tell the truth. And cut!
Harold appears and reveals all the cameras recording him. I'd like to imagine that this is the exact same way the Harvey Weinstein situation went down. Anyways, the movie gets shut down and Jason tries to fly. The movie ends with the premiere of Big Fat Liar, where Frank gets his starting role, Jason finally gets his credit, and we learn this.
Truth, it's not overrated.
This is a guilty pleasure movie because it tells an important lesson of always telling the truth. Even if it involves tracking down a Hollywood producer, committing credit card fraud, destroying his property, and ruining his career to the point where he becomes a clown.
Hey, kids, I'm Wolfie the Clown. Ooh!
Show me your nutcrack!